Welcome to Move Better Now. We're going top to bottom with some rotation. So we're going to sit down for the torso, hands across the chest, and slowly move from one side to the other and see how the torso is moving with your feet planted on the ground. Make sure the hips are in a comfortable position as you slowly explore side to side. The whole purpose of this is to find a position that feels good. Take a note of it, especially if it's challenging. You don't want to feel any pain, any achiness when you're doing this. You want to make sure that you're finding the spot that feels good and that's challenging, because we're going to build an exercise around that later so that it feels even better. Now we're going to do the same idea, but you're going to be on your back. So I'm going to place my foot in a comfortable position on my leg. You can also have the foot on the table as you rotate the lower half on the upper half. Now, as I do this, I'm trying to rotate from my pelvis and my ribs, keeping my shoulders flat. I'm doing it nice and slow. I'm taking my time. I'm making sure that as I rotate, I feel relaxed, and I'm just judging what's going on with my ribcage to make sure that it feels okay. Because again, I'm taking note of the position that is a challenge, but that feels safe, so you can build an effective exercise to progress this all way faster. I'm switching up sides here, and again, you can put your foot either on the opposing thigh or you can put it on the table. It doesn't have to be on top of the thigh, especially if you've had some hip problems. This can be an uncomfortable position for that hip. Just making sure that that hip is moving while the rib cage is also staying on the table. Actually, the shoulders are staying on the table, so the rib cage is moving. Now from here, I'm flipping over and I'm doing the same thing. First, I'm judging how it feels to go straight up to make sure that feels safe. If you feel like you're jammed in this position, you can put a pillow underneath your stomach. And all that I'm doing is I'm using my shoulders and my head to rotate right. So you can notice that I'm not really lifting up that high. I'm just making sure that I'm turning my torso and coming back down. All these are very subtle, small movements instead of really extreme movements. And one of the reasons I don't go up all the way is to make sure that my torso stays in the middle of the table rather than sliding left or right, which I'm taking note of. So each one of these positions we're going to build an exercise with. So remember, looking for the challenging position that also feels safe, because we're going to do an exercise now that's either going to be in the standing position or it's going to be in a lying on your stomach position or on your back position. And we're going to build that in a little bit. So this is how we're going to set up our exercise. In the standing position, I'm going to get real close to the wall and I'm going to drive my elbow or my upper arm into the wall. Here's what it looks like from the back side if I'm going to the left for my rotation. If I'm going to rotate right, I want the right arm into the wall. On the ground, we're going to take the leg that has trouble going over and we're going to push it into the wall lightly. If we're having trouble from the stomach, we're going to rotate first and then we're going to lift up. If you're having trouble in the standing position, this is how we're going to push into the wall. And you're going to push in the wall for around 8 seconds to 10 seconds. And then you're going to relax and you're going to let off the gas. And then we're going to repeat that for 3 separate times. So again, the upper arm is going to push into the wall and you're going to hold it for right around 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And the whole goal here is to make sure that you're pushing a little bit harder the second time than you did the first time. So the first time that you're pushing at around 25%. The second time around 50%. And then eventually that last time you're ramping up to right around that like 70 to 80%, making sure that you feel okay. And you can go anywhere between 10 seconds to right around 20 seconds for that last push. Now here's what it's like when you're on the floor. And we're going to see the difference between being on your back and then being on your stomach. So we're going to set up so that you're in a position where this is the body rotating left This is rotating left when you're on your stomach. Just reverse it if you are having trouble going right. We're going to hold that again for around 10 seconds with about 25 to 30% of your ability. And then from there, I'm choosing to switch up the positioning with both knees together, pushing into the wall. That's another possibility from when you're on your back. When you're in your stomach, I'm coming into rotation and then up. I'm going to hold that again for right around 10 to 12 seconds, and then I'm going to relax again for around 10 to 12 seconds. If you want to, you can put a pillow underneath your stomach when you are on your stomach as well. This is the last position where I'm actually rotating my arms left as my body is rotating right at the leg. So my left leg is going right, my upper body is going left in the bottom position. Again, hold that for right around 20 seconds and then relax it. So as we're going through this process, one thing that I want to point out is that it's an escalating system. So the first set, again, you want to do around 30% push for 8 seconds work and around 10 seconds rest. And this will set you up for the second set, which is around 60% of your ability, 15 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, which sets you up for the third set, which is around 90% with around 20 seconds work and then 2 minutes rest before you do another exercise. Focus on practicing positions that help you feel good because you know that you feel better when you do them rather than just taking our word for it. You're the boss. Stay fresh and recover. Practice fresh and progress. Remember, you're one exercise away from feeling way better. By the way, if you like this, you will love Body Explorations. 60 different routines to find relief and freedom now in your body. Follow along structure so you always know what to do. Zero equipment to buy, and plus it's at a beginner level, so it's super easy to get started, just like this framework. Again, if you love Move Better Now, you're going to love Body Explorations. Thank you again for joining us today. I'll see you next time.